So we are going to start with chapter 2, medieval period and the political transition. Now here in this chapter we are going to learn this, we are going to study about this 4 points. What are the 4 points? The first one is we are going to learn about the Rajput dynasty that have ruled North India and as well as their contribution to literature, art and architecture. Next is number 2. Number 2 is the how did the Turks arrive to India. How did the Turks come to India? That means after the Rajput dynasty, the Turks have arrived. So we will be learning about them. In the third one, we will be learning about what was the result of the invasions that have taken place by Muhammad Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. Okay, they have invaded some places. So what was the result of those invasions? So we will be learning about this also. The last we will be learning about the establishment of the Delhi Sultanate and their administration. So we will be in the last part we will be learning about how did the Delhi Sultanate establish as well as how did they do their administration. Okay, now here as it is given in your book that the period between the second half of the 12th century, okay, the second half of the 12th century and the first half and the beginning of the 13th century. Okay, second half of 12th century and beginning of 13th century. Beginning of 13th century. Now this is a period, okay, which is called in the Indian history as the transitional period. Okay, it's in the Indian history it is called transitional period in Indian history. Transitional period in Indian history. Now what do you mean by this word transitional period? Okay, this word transitional period. Now this word transitional period, this means you're changing from one period to another. Okay, that is transforming from one period to another. Okay, so what has happened in the Indian history that we are calling it as a transitional period. So in this period what has happened, the Indian society has entered the the Indian society have entered the medieval period. Okay, they have entered the medieval period and they have left behind the ancient period. Okay, they have left behind the ancient period. That is, they entered the medieval period, they were in the ancient period and they have entered the medieval period. Right? So that is the reason it is called the transitional period. And here in this period, after this transition has happened, the Turks have completely wiped off the small kingdoms. Okay, the Turks have completely wiped off the political system of small kingdoms. Okay, like the Rajputs, as I have already told, we will be studying about the Rajputs. So Rajputs had small kingdoms. Okay, in different places they have established their own small kingdoms. So after the arrival of the Turks in the medieval period, they have removed the entire political system of small kingdoms. Now after they have removed that, they have, what did they do? They have made one power. One power means they have made one centralized power who will be taking care of everything. There will not be the policy of small kingdoms taking care of the small places. Now there will be only one power which will be controlling all the kingdoms. Right? So, and this during this period only, what there is monotheism also took place. Okay, this monotheism also was expounded, and this term is related to religion. Okay, this term is related to religion, and it has happened, this monotheism has happened due to the influence of the Islam. Okay, due to the influence of the Islam religion. Now what is this monotheism? Monotheism means the belief that there is only one God. Okay, you cannot have multiple gods. Okay, that means monotheism means there is only one God. and this belief has come from the religion of Islam. It is because of the influence of the Islam that this policy of monotheism has started, right? And now here what happened, now this we will be studying about the developments that have taken place in the medieval period in India. But before we study about the medieval period, that is the establishment of the Turk, or how the Turk have arrived to India, we should first know what was the political system before the Turk came. Okay, while explaining, I told you that after the Turk have come, they have removed the entire political system of small kingdoms. So before that, we should know that what was the political system of the small kingdoms that the Turks have completely wiped off. Right? Now, in that, we have to first understand what is the multi-political system. Okay? The multi-political system. It is called the multi-state political system. Okay, multi-state political system. Now what has happened in this multi-state political system? Here you have the rule of the small kingdoms. Rule of small kingdoms, which the Turks, after they have come, they have completely wiped off. Okay, the rule of the small kingdoms. This is called multi-state political system. So what is multi-state political system? Multi-state political system is the rule of the small kingdoms. So now when we talk about this multi-state political system, the first thing that we need to study is the Rajput dynasty. Okay, the Rajput dynasty, which has ruled North India. Okay, the Rajput dynasty which has ruled North India, right? So next we are going to start with the Rajput dynasty. Now in this Rajput dynasty, what has happened after the rule of Rajput dynasty? Now after the rule of Vardhanas, okay, after the rule of the Vardhanas of Thaneshwara, most of the western and the northern parts, they were ruled by the Gurjara Pratiharas, Chandelas of Bundelkhand, Garwala Solankis, next is Aramars, and many other Rajput dynasties. They were small kingdoms, and all the kingdoms were ruled by some other. But by the end of the 12th century, only the Rajput kings like your Prithviraj Chauhan, Jayachandra Garwal and Paramadideva Chandela, they were the powerful kings. There were many kings. As the Rajput dynasty, I told you, there were small kingdoms and there were many rulers, but only these few names like Prithviraj Chauhan, Jayachandra Garwal, then Paramadideva Chandela, they were the most powerful kingdoms left in the northern India, right? Now we will be learning about the different we will be learning about the different dynasties of the Rajput kingdom.